Okay, I would like to welcome everyone to the 2024 Roseville High School Athletic Hall of Fame. I thank everyone, appreciate everyone to come out and celebrate with our athletes. Before we get started, a very, very important housekeeping item, bathrooms. Bathrooms are straight out, go all the way out, make a right, they'll be on your right-hand side. Okay, I want to make sure we took care of that. A couple introductions. I'd like to introduce our head principal, Mr. Jason Betton. I'd like to thank Jeff Awad, who's on the board at Roseville Junior Sports, for being here tonight. Thank you for your support for Roseville Athletics and all the volunteering you do for us. I'd also like to recognize Mr. Joe Janae, our marketing facilitator and alumni, for being here to record and take pictures. Thank you, Joe. I'd like to thank Mr. Sean Thompson and his staff of kids who prepared the food we had for our reception, so thank you, Mr. Thompson. Would also like to thank Coach Snowden, Coach Bowler, Coach Baker, Coach Cracchiola for being here tonight and bringing some of their kids to not only celebrate, but hopefully be inspired to one day be on the stage as a future Hall of Famer as well. It's okay, guys. This isn't the Oscars. You don't have to clap after everything. But thank you for your enthusiasm. Before I introduce and bring up our superintendent, Mr. Blaskowski, I'd like to tell you about how this important night came to be. This is our fourth Hall of Fame class. The Hall of Fame was created because Roseville wanted a way to highlight the many amazing athletes, coaches, and teams that have represented our schools. Roseville High School, Braidlick, and the new Roseville High School. And Eastland and Burton. Okay, it doesn't matter what school you went to, you're part of Roseville. Tonight is not just about highlighting former athletes, but a way to bring together alumni, old friends, and the whole Roseville community. I mean, if it wasn't for tonight, I would not have my JV basketball coach here tonight. It's been a while since I've seen him, and also one of my 17 athletic directors when I coached here. I don't know why ADs don't last here. I don't understand. The goal of the athletic department is to continue to grow our established relationships with all those who have represented and built Roseville Community Schools. Tonight, we champion as one, honor our past, and build our future. I made that up. Thank you. Being a part of the Hall of Fame at any level is a prestigious award, including the Roseville Athletic Hall of Fame. Inductees must be out of high school for 10 years, have honors for state, league level, or played at the next level. The Hall of Fame committee met to review an extensive list of athletic accomplishments. An extensive debate and discussion takes place to determine who should be inducted. These 5 inductees were selected based on that process. So let me be the first tonight to say congratulations and welcome to the Hall of Fame. At this time, I would like to bring up our superintendent, Mr. Mark Blaskowski.
Good evening, everyone. Like Keith talked about, we also have my first principal as a teacher is here tonight, Mr. Joe Bershami in the back there. So, us science guys got to stick together, and you know, it's really nice to see him here. Also, we have Teresa Janae that is here as well, our board president. So Keith, at this time, is this when I start?
You can do the intro, or somebody's got to leave. I got you.
Yes, that's correct. First of all, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. A couple shameless plugs first. Next year is our 100th graduating class. So we would love all of you to participate in the activities that are going to happen throughout the year next year, including homecoming. So we've got a committee working together. Our first kickoff will be actually Panther Day, which is in August. So look on our social media pages to get information about that. It's a fun day for kids, and we'll have a lot of activities and fun things. So 100 years, that's kind of scary. But it shows the longevity of this district and the effect that it's had on this community. Also, as superintendent, I'd like to thank all the coaches for helping these kids work on their skill sets and become better people because of their experience in sports, becoming disciplined, knowing what's good for them, and to move and make goals for the next level. It changes their lives, and you're making a difference. And kids that have talents in athletics, they have a venue to do that. No different than band or choir too, same thing, those talents. So I'd like to thank everyone for being here tonight. It's going to be a great night inducting these people into the Hall of Fame. So thank you.
Okay, to get us started and to induct our first member tonight is Dr. Major Mickens.
Hello, everybody. So, one, I am so honored to be up here. Fortunately, I know every single one of the people who are going to this class. That means I'm getting old, but I've been around for a long time. So, super excited. I was very honored when Ange called me to induct her, to introduce her at this time. So I was extremely excited. One of the things she said on the text was because she didn't tell me who she was. So I was like, man, who is? She's like, it's one of the Martins. And I'm like, okay, I know a whole bunch of Martins. Then she said, it's your favorite one, Paulie's sister. And I'm like, this could be Stacey right here if I answer this wrong. So all the time I'm thinking, it's got to be Ange. But I didn't say anything, but now you know Ange. I'm sorry, Erica, because she's probably my favorite. Sass is not here, so I really can't mess with her too much. But I didn't want to offend anybody, but she already knew. I'm just going to go back in history just really quick because I coached 7th grade girls basketball at Eastland. Ange came, I believe, in your 7th grade year, however, did not play basketball for me in 7th grade, which I still hold a grudge about. However, when we did do track, we had a huge group of people who coached track. She was part of the track team, her and her sister that keeps giving me dirty looks now because I said she's my favorite. But she did coach, she was part of the track team. And I don't know if you know much about middle school track, but the long races is extremely hard to get people to do. So the 1 mile, the half mile, people do not want to do those races. And Ange was one of our 1 milers and half milers, and I did the long distance. So I don't think throughout the whole time we did this that she lost one race. I think she won every single race the whole time that I was there, especially. So I just thought that was amazing because I had no clue, one, that she played basketball because she didn't play for me. I knew that she did track. I'm like, okay, so she's a pretty good athlete. Then I come to find out that that's not even her favorite or best sport. So then we started going into, she's like, oh, I think you know one of my relatives. I'm like, who? And she's like, Matt. I'm like, Matt? I know Matt. I went to school with Matt Martin. And then Sam, I'm like, oh, okay, that's on the family. So we're all family. So then I got to meet all of them and understood that where the athletic ability came from. So the whole family is pretty much like that. So it was a fantastic opportunity for me to coach her in track. But again, that wasn't her number one sport. So then I found out she's a good volleyball player. Then I found out she also is a pretty good basketball player. Then softball came up, and we found out that not only was she good, she was phenomenal. I know at that, obviously she lettered in all of those other sports, but softball became her main sport, in my opinion, because that's the one she went to college and went to Concordia to play. And as I went through some of her stats, because I was kind of trying to be a little nerd and get some information about her stats, she actually hit over 300 for the 4 years that she was at Concordia. So just doing that is amazing to me at a college level. And one thing about her was she always led by example. Very quiet. She wasn't like somebody who did things and yelled at people, at least not when I was watching her. was not like a big-time yeller. Her motivation was more of just do what I do kind of motivation. So she was going to work hard, so everybody else needed to work hard. And there were times where I did see her get a little spunky, like she was getting frustrated because things weren't going the way they needed to go, but then she would just work harder. So that tenacity that she showed is another good reason why she's here. So she was very much competitive and did just a fantastic job as a leader. Like I said, led by example. And I'm sure she has countless. I've looked at some of the MVPs that she had. I went through some of those. But I'm going to end with saying this. So we go through all of these athletic things, right? And we you know, from since she was probably 5 years old up until she got through college. And all these different disciplines and learning how to be a team player and learning how to do all these things. But I think one thing that we have to keep in mind that probably the most important thing and the most thing that she's going to be known for the most is raising her little daughter. So being able to take all of those things and put those into one big thing and just become an outstanding parent is, I think, the one thing that we all want to get in the Hall of Fame for, right? So that's all I have to say about her. I think Ange is fantastic, and I want to congratulate her on getting into the Roseville Hall of Fame.
I had to go first, yes. Mickens has to leave. I just wanted to say thank you, really, to my parents. No. Mickens, Piper's here, all the people that coached me throughout the years. Even my softball coach in college came out today. So I'm just honored and very grateful.
What'd you do to the mic? To induct our next member into the Hall of Fame, Brittany Dawson.
Okay, well, I wasn't prepared for this because I found out yesterday I was doing this. But my name's Brittany. I am Doug's little sister, and much of my life I spent time with him just traveling to every single soccer game he had, travel, high school. But I was lucky enough to not be in high school when he was, but forever just lived in his shadow when I got to high school with the Dawson last name. He always excelled at soccer, earning many awards, but track was an accident. He joined the track team to stay in shape for soccer, but mainly to pass math class. He excelled at track, but he also passed math class. Suddenly, he was just naturally talented at track. He went on to be the county champion, 4th at All-State, and broke the 400-meter record. And to continue that, he went to college with a scholarship in soccer and continued with track, becoming an All-American and breaking many, many records. He's always excelled at all sports he's done. And I don't know, it's very annoying. He never had to put a lot of effort in. He was just naturally talented. But that's really all I have for him.
I also didn't know I had to speak until Angie got up here. But my sister, pretty accurate. Track was a huge mistake. And passing math class, I did need that half credit. So I was like, well, Mr. Stanton is the track coach. Like, I'll just go out and Like I'll see what it's all about, and if I'm good enough, he won't fail me his math class, right? So, unfortunately, he couldn't be here tonight, so Brittany stepped up, but yeah, that's all I really got to say about that.
I guess you guys didn't read the fine print. To induct our next nominee in the Hall of Fame, I know he worked really hard in his speech, Joe Wilson.
Actually, you should be proud of me. I can't read with my glasses anymore. Good evening and congratulations to all of tonight's Hall of Fame inductees. My name is Joe Wilson. I have the honor of speaking on behalf of the Wilson family about my brother Robert Wilson. Bob started wrestling at the age 4 in the Roseville Wrestling Club. He had much success throughout his career in baseball, football, and wrestling, with wrestling being the primary sport. That success continued into high school. Bob attributes his success to our parents, Warren and Karen Wilson, for their devotion to giving their kids the opportunity to succeed. We traveled all across the country to various tournaments. My dad used to own this blue and gray 15-passenger van that we went everywhere in. We would pile kids, parents, whoever wanted to go, wherever we were going. And ironically, that van's motor decided to expire on the way home from States Bob's senior year. So it had about 350,000 miles on it when it let go. Along with our parents, Bob had some good coaches along the way to guide him and push him. Coach Rick Joyce, Coach Phil Jackson, Coach Chris Orlando, just to name a few. And all his partners in the wrestling room, such as fellow Hall of Famer Devon Gray. To say we are proud of Bob is an understatement. So some of his highlights in his high school career were he was a two-year varsity football player, the 1994 captain, the 1994 offensive MVP. He was a 3-year varsity player, which he did play with Mr. Marzak. And he was a 1995 captain. As a wrestler, he was a 4-year varsity wrestler. He was a captain in 93, 94, 94, 95 seasons. He was a 1995 MVP, a 4-time state qualifier, 3-time All-State, 2-time state champion. His freshman season, he qualified for states. His sophomore season, he took 8th at states. His junior season, he was a state champion, and he also beat the kid in the finals that beat him for 8th place the year before. And that was at 140 pounds. His senior season, he was state champion at 151. Bob finished his high school wrestling career with a record of 163, 28, and 1. After high school, Bob returned to give back to the program, and he was assistant coach from 1996 to 1998. Bob is also inducted in the Hall of Fame as a coach for the 1997 Roseville High School wrestling team. In 1998, Bob took over as head coach and then co-head coach with Jeff Mayer. As a coach, Bob took his team to 4 state finals. Over his high school career, he had 15 state qualifiers, 13 all-state wrestlers, which is top 8 in the state, 3 state runner-ups, and 2 state champions. So congratulations, Bob, and make it to the Hall of Fame.
Well, like the last two inductees, I wasn't prepared for a speech either, but I actually have a brother that's a school employee here that told me I wasn't going to have to give a speech. But my brother Joe basically covered it all. I'd like to thank my parents, all the training partners, and for people that don't know wrestling, there's more commitment in wrestling than any other sport, and you're not the only one that sacrifices. Your family sacrificed too. So thank you to my siblings, and I'll always be a Panther.
I feel I'd be missing an opportunity if I don't share this story. I played with Bob in high school and probably in middle school, and back then Bob was 5'7", 100 and something pounds, just a little slimmer than he is today. But we all are, right? But he was the reason I found out exactly just how strong wrestlers are. I'm 6'3", he's 5 whatever, and believe it or not, I was skinny, but we started out with play wrestling, and within probably 2 seconds, I was on the ground in the move, apparently it's called the spladle. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that. Yeah, that's when I learned don't mess with wrestlers. It's probably the day he and I became very good friends. If anything ever happened, I knew he'd have my back, so congratulations, Bob. To induct our next member into the Hall of Fame, Mr. Cliff Piper.
All right, first I want to tell everybody that Mr. Marzak, I coached him in basketball. He's got a great shot. He'll never tell you anything, but he could shoot the ball, he could play, played hard. Yeah, he was a good player. I also want to congratulate everyone up here. It's a great honor. I was able to coach 2 of these young ladies, able to teach with Ed Mazinsky there. Congratulations. Great job. As a coach, got a lot of hats. We are coaches, counselors sometimes, problem solvers a lot of times. A lot of times we just listen. So I got a couple stories to tell, all right? And we have a lot of good memories. Coaches have very good memories. So, Angela, I'm going to include you in a couple of these stories, if that's okay. All right? The first one, and I know Angela remembers it because she talked to me today about it out of the blue. It's crazy. Angela, I think, was a sophomore, maybe Erica a junior, and we had practice in the summer for basketball, and we had to practice at Roseville Junior High because the floor was being done at the high school. So Roseville Junior High is closer to their house, I believe. And I believe, trying to remember this, I believe they rode their bike there. And it might have been a tandem bike. Am I right about that? Was it? So you guys are both riding together, which I was confused about that. So at the end of practice, we're done with practice. Their stuff's on the stage. All of a sudden, these 2 sisters who have to ride home in a tandem bike start wrestling on the floor, fighting, rolling like crazy. Right, Angela? Is this true? And what did I say to you guys? Do you remember? You just told me. What's wrong with you? That is what I said. And you know what was over? Flip-flops. Who had what flip-flops? I don't know. But that's what they're arguing about. And then they had to ride home together. So, as a problem solver, all right, another story, a better story about Angela here. How good a person she is and how great she was to coach. Was her junior year. We were at Marine City playing them. Angela's playing a fantastic defense, awesome defense. She must have had like 8, 9 steals, 4 or 5 for layups. She missed those layups. She did, okay? And no one felt worse than she did, no doubt about it. We lost that game, and we were the two best teams in the league, no doubt about it. The next day of practice, she comes up to me and apologizes for missing the layups. That's one of the nicest things a player's ever done. It wasn't her fault. She tried to make them. Angela, I always remember that, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay? All right. Now let's get to Erica. Erica played 4 years on varsity for me. About 75, 76 games. She was injured for some of them. Bad ankle, correct? No, I remember that. Okay, bad ankle. The first time I met her, she was going to St. Clement High School, but it closed. All right? Pardon? Okay. Well, first time I met you, though. Okay, it was closed. So I knew about the Martin girl, you know, that she was going to play basketball. So the first time she came to a workout. Okay, her mom was there also. I remember bringing her, meeting her, and we had this workout. And the first time I met her wasn't our best time. To say she had an attitude, that's really being nice. Like, I didn't think she wanted to be there. But things got better. I opened up, I guess, to her, but things work out. It's amazing how, from the first day I met her to now, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now we're going to talk about all 76 games. I have a good memory, so sit back. All right. Her first game, I'm starting a freshman point guard, Erica Martin. So I'm sure there's parents complaining, what is he doing? What's going on here? Erica Martin, our first game was against Anchor Bay at Anchor Bay. Do you remember that? We go into overtime. Erica scores all the points in overtime, 6 or 8. We win the game. Fantastic. The thing I remember, I was excited, she was excited, the whole team was excited. So, I remember the first game coaching her. I give her a hug. She's probably thinking, what does the matter with this guy? You know, I'm thinking, why'd I give her a hug? She doesn't know me. I remember going to your mom the next day. I said, hey, I gave Erica a hug. I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything by you, you know. And she goes, oh, that's okay. But I remember those things. Other games. The Marine City game at home. One of the best games ever. We're playing them for first place in the division. I think we're down by 20 points in the fourth quarter. So I have a brilliant idea. Let's press, you know. And we come back. Unbelievable. Erica makes a three-point shot with 2 seconds left to put us in overtime. We ended up winning in overtime. One of the best games I've ever coached, and I'm very proud of them. I also have something here for Erica on that. Here is, now it's a DVD, I don't know if that'll work, of the game. So here you go. Now we're going to fast forward to the last game. The last game was at Warren Woods Tower. By the way, my wife said I wouldn't get emotional, that I would get emotional. I said no, but I'm not going to prove her right. We lost that game. Erica doesn't get very emotional at all, but that game she did. And I know it meant a lot to her, and I do appreciate her. So thank you, Erica. All right. So now, Erica, you are well deserving of this award. You're a hard worker, one of the best athletes I've coached. You're a complete player. I'm very proud of you. Thank you for asking me. So let's give a round of applause for Erica Martin. Thank you.
I also did not read the fine print, so I will start off by thanking my basketball coach, Mr. Piper, for coming and coaching me all those years and counseling and separating me and my sister here and there. I'd like to thank my other coaches. They're not here, but Mickens, he already left. these guys were my teachers. Marzak, yeah, thank you guys. I want to especially thank my parents. From when I was a kid, they always drove me around everywhere. We had us involved in sports. We never missed a beat, and I wouldn't be here today without them. So I really owe this to them. And thanks to my sister for being with me all those years during all our sporting events, and I'm very grateful. So thank you, everybody. And my husband and my 2 kids. Thank you to them.
Did you want your bag back, or want me to? Okay, we'll get rid of that for you. And last but not least, to induct our last member tonight into our Hall of Fame is Mr. Blaskowski.
First of all, they saved the oldest to last. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't read my script. Sorry about that. Of course, good evening, everyone. It is my honor and privilege to be here today to introduce an individual whose contributions to the Roseville Community Schools left a mark on our athletic community. Today, we're gathered to celebrate the achievements and the legacy of a true sportsman, a dedicated coach, inspirational teacher, and as they always say, an athletic supporter, Ed Mazinsky. From the moment Ed set foot on the grounds of Roseville High School in about 1968, when dinosaurs roamed the earth, the year I was born, it was evident that he was destined to make profound impact. His journey began as a student athlete, where he showcased not only his extraordinary talent, but also his unwavering dedication, sportsmanship, and leadership. Ed's time on the field was marked by numerous accolades, including first team All-Eastern Michigan League, All-Macomb County, All-Detroit Free Press Suburban, All-State Honorable Mention, RHS's first D1 full scholarship recipient. He was a letter winner, top point getter in the track and field, and state finalist in the 440 dash. Doug, your math teacher probably taught you how to convert yards to meters, but it's about the same distance, so maybe we could go to the track and check this out, see how challenge each other. He also coached some semi-pro in the Michigan Football League, which he likes to call his beer league. Still to this day, Ed has continued to support his college and high school alma maters. His service to the E Club at EMU earned him the Ron Ostrike Distinguished Service Award. He has donated and raised funds for the unsung heroes of the EMU football team, the equipment managers, who work tirelessly behind the scenes. The EMU equipment room is actually named after Ed now. Ed's influence as a coach in Roseville expanded far beyond the realm of his wins and losses. Coach Miz became a mentor, a motivator, and a guiding light for countless young athletes. His commitment to fostering a culture of hard work, perseverance, and integrity helped shape the lives of those he coached, instilling in them the values that extend far beyond the athletic arena. If you talk to his students or athletes, they will tell you that he was there for them. I do wonder how many picked up his obsessive-compulsive disorder or his love for extremely hot horseradish. Coach Miz' dedication to Roseville Community Schools did not stop at teaching and coaching. He was a tireless advocate for the betterment of our athletic programs, always striving to provide the best opportunities and resources for our students. Coach Miz never forgot his roots. Living in Roseville, graduating from Roseville, and eventually working for the district shows his loyalty to this community. He has dedicated time, money, and his iconic mustache to the Roseville athletic program. Mustache, you ask? He raised approximately $5,000 by shaving his mustache off. It was a hair-raising event. Sorry, couldn't help myself. He also helped start a new organization called Our Club, and I hope the former athletes join and help this program grow, building a bond amongst athletes across the generations. But perhaps what sets Ed apart the most is his genuine care and concern for his students and his athletes, as well as providing a structured environment. He took the time to understand each individual, offering support, encouragement, both on and off the field. His door was always open. It is this compassion and dedication to the development of young people that truly embodies the spirit of Roseville Community Schools. Ed Mazinsky's legacy is not just measured in accolades. As we induct him into the Roseville High School Athletic Hall of Fame tonight, we are not only honoring his outstanding achievements as an athlete, but celebrating the profound and lasting impact you had on this community. On a personal note, congratulations, Huron brother, fellow pierogi-loving Polski, and most importantly, friend. It is with this immense pride and heartfelt gratitude that I present to you as a new member of the Roseville High School Athletic Hall of Fame, Ed Mazinsky. Please join me in congratulating on this well-deserved honor.
What a guy. Thanks, Blaz. I really appreciate that. It's good to see everybody. It's nice to be back in the old auditorium. And they brought the dinosaur here. We taught together. We coached together. And where did Mickens go? He had to leave. Okay, this is when you're old. Dr. Mickens, Coach Mickens, student taught for me over at Eastland. And this young lady, I don't know why she was so quiet up here. She wasn't that quiet in my class. And I had all these people in class, except for the 1/4 miler, who I could probably beat today. See, 1/4 mile, you know. I have nothing but thanks. I just want to say thanks to some great coaches. I was really fortunate. I had great coaches coming through here, and I want to acknowledge a few of them. One was Coach Bashami, Joe Bashami, who became an administrator and a tremendous leader for us, got me going, took me right in the right direction, and got me to where I am today. So I want to say thanks to Coach B. That leads to Maury Wilson, Coach Wilson, another knucklehead that was funny. He was an old Missouri boy, had a couple fingers missing. This isn't funny. He had a couple fingers missing. And you know, he'd say, I need 10 good guys. And we'd always go, hey, Coach, that's 7.5. But he was awesome. And I went from guest to Roseville, the old original school, the real high school. And Maury went from varsity coaching and a ball player out in Missouri. And a tough guy, but he had a really good sense of humor and a big heart. And I was at practice maybe 5 days, and I went out, and he goes, Fast Eddie, come here. You're going over there. And I had no idea what he was talking about. He goes, you're going over there. And I'm like, what do you mean I'm going over there? What are you talking about? He sent me right to the varsity. And it was a great experience, and I owe him a lot, too, because he really helped me. And that led us to the varsity. Bubba Bleasdale was on defense, and our head coach was Hank Nardoni. And those two were tremendous. I owe them a lot. They did a lot to help me out and get me to the next level. It was a real blast coming in as a kid. And everybody I played against East Detroit, I knew, which was really fun, because I was an East Detroit Tiger Cat. Sorry, Jeff Awad. And we beat the Mohawks, the Apache. We were undefeated, but when we played East Detroit, it was a blast. Because I knew everybody on that squad, they all knew us, and it was a lot of fun. So there's a bunch of thanks right there for the great teachers and coaches they were. And while I'm at it, I want to thank Adam A. Aiken, Dr. Aiken. She was a great teacher, helped us all the way through in high school, and became a great administrator, and we worked for her, and you didn't get out of line with her. But she was a fun person and did a lot. Really enjoyed her. That leads. Hey, there's a couple of people here. Joe Baker's here. That's a former student that's a coach now. Thank you. And Coach Snowden. Tremendous job with the program you're doing now. Our kids are going D1, D2, D3. Thank you. You're doing a great job with those kids, man. So really quick, great experience. Got to EMU, played, had a wonderful experience, traveled around the country, got to see things I wouldn't normally see. The best part was getting a degree, absolutely, which leads me to a couple more thank yous. Playing. I got to say thanks to Craig Stout, our quarterback, who was a great baseball player. And he was our QB, and he had 2 throws, deep and deeper, which was perfect. Man, he was sending everything to me. I loved him. So I got to say thanks to him. Rick Rokicki, who went on recruiting trips with me. This guy was huge. No doubt he could play D1 football. He went into the family business and was very successful. But he was another help on the side of the line. It was good. Mark Darimple, bless his heart. Great. We played all the way through junior high on. He went to Michigan State. He was a year behind me. Blew out his hip and ended his career, but he was a great ball player. Dean Valinsky, great wrestler, tremendous wrestler here. He was a pit bull on the line. Always had a big rip on his nose, scared everybody to death, and he terrorized everybody. And that leads us to defense. I got to say thanks to Mike Court, little bitty guy that could lay a lick on you like you wouldn't believe, our middle linebacker. He'd knock you out, and I'm back there picking off everything that they're throwing. It was beautiful, but half pint we used to call him because he was a quart. He was a tremendous hitter and could have played Division II easily. So they were really good players. The last one, I want to thank John Blatnick. Coach Blatnick, anybody that has been in here that has played any sport, basketball or baseball, he's the Hall of Famer, man. I mean, this guy, I've worked in a lot of various places. And all these students here will tell you, I see people when I'm walking around town and they'll go, hey, have you seen Coach Blatnick? And I'm like, yeah, because we do see each other. I get out to Arizona, Grapefruit League, and everybody in Arizona knows Coach Blatnick. I mean, you go to a ball diamond and they're like, hey, how you doing, Coach Blatnick? And I mean, he hasn't changed. He's exactly the same. But he's a definite Hall of Famer and a really good influence and one of the best people I've ever worked with. So that pretty much ends that. The last thing I want to say, thank you to my in-laws, nieces, nephews, college roommate, teammate, everybody over there. What a crew. That's a beautiful crew. I love those guys. Last thing I'm going to say. I love the honor. This is beautiful. My senior year, I took the cutest young lady to the prom. Beautiful. It was an awesome prom. And I brought her today, and she's sitting over there, and the award is great. But today is our anniversary, so this is awesome. So thanks again. If you get a chance to donate, help get back, support your team, support all these kids. They're great kids. I'm a dinosaur because, man, I remember when they were little kids. But this is a great honor. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Blaz, for all the kind words. And go Panthers, Cougars, Wildcats.
So I thought it was kind of fitting to have Mazinsky go last. It was planned. So Piper's not the only one that has stuff underneath the podium. So as mentioned by Mr. Blaskowski, Mazinsky did a lot of work at Eastern Michigan with the E-Club, and he is now the founder of the R Club, which is a similar alumni letter winner program here at Roseville High School. So I'm not going to shake you down for money today, but I now do have all your phone numbers and some of your email addresses. But I find it fitting tonight as Hall of Famers that we make you honorary R Club members. And the R Club is not just looking for financial support. As I mentioned in my speech about community and family, we want to have alumni R Club members come back to activities. Know that you guys will all be invited to homecoming, the 100-year anniversary of the school at homecoming. We're coming out to special events and holding some special events. And being an alumni myself, I know when there's something positive going on in Roseville alumni show up. A case in point with success from our football program. There was a teacher, I can say it because she no longer works for the district, so it's okay. But I didn't think she really liked kids as a teacher. And I looked up at Wayne State University. It was at Wayne State, when it was Wayne State. At Wayne State University, I looked up just kind of checking the crowd, and she was there to watch the football game. And the amount of former players that played for me and people I went to school with came out in support. That's what I want this to become. All I ask is put it on social media every once in a while, wear it, and when they ask where can I get one, you send them my way, because the first one's free. But after that, we're looking for some support. Again, it's not just looking for financials. We want to develop a group and have some outings and maybe attend a local McDonald's after a football game and get something to eat, or somewhere else. But we want to grow this into something big and something special, and hopefully it can be as successful as the E-Club was at Eastern. And I appreciate you again, all the hard work and being the founding father. So one last present before we get out of here. Here is your official R Club hat. Joe, you think we take a team photo and they'll wrap it up? Okay, if we get everybody to stand in front, we'll get a nice team photo we can put out in our newsletter and social media. And I won't be in this one. Oh, if you want to wear the hat, extra points, absolutely. Absolutely.
One with the hat.
One with, one without. Okay, I didn't think Erica was going to put the hat on anyways, going to mess her hair up.
Look at me. All right, now one without the hats.
That's not the one we're going to post, though. We're posting with the hat on.
Come on, you're not in charge of this. All right. Good, thank you all. Hey, congratulations.
Congratulations again, family. We'll leave the lights on. If you guys want to come up and take pictures from the backdrop, you're more than welcome to stay at least another 5 minutes. But yeah, feel free to come up and take pictures again. Congratulations, guys. Thank you.